Hi there. So, on this video, I'm going to try to answer as best I can some of the most frequently asked questions I get prior to a hike or trip. So, what generally happens is people find out about the hikes and the trips either via friends, family, colleagues, or they've seen it on Facebook or Instagram or maybe Google searched, gone to the website and looked at the details of the different hike trips or challenges, and then book up. Or if they don't book up, they may ask a question. It says on there, if you've got any questions at all, just email me. And in terms of the most common questions I do get asked prior to a hike or a trip, I'll at some stage I'll do the questions I get asked on the trips. But beforehand, in no particular order, they are: is it okay to come on my own? I.e., I'm a solo traveller, and whether that's they're single or their partner doesn't want to come or can't make it, or their friends aren't interested, and they really fancy doing the trip or the hike, but it's just them on their own. And so, is that okay? And the answer is yes, of course, definitely. In fact, probably the majority of people on the hikes and the trips do come on their own. I try to make it as relaxed as possible, welcoming. I appreciate there's going to be some nerves, some anxiety beforehand on something new like this, meeting new people, but they're all pretty much like-minded. You're there to enjoy the outdoors, the challenge, the hike, etc. So absolutely no problem at all coming on your own, and you'll soon feel relaxed. You can enjoy the hike or the trip. You'll make new friends. Nothing to worry about. So yes, the answer is of course. If it's just you, come on your own. If it's a weekend trip with accommodation, then you've got the option of booking your own room. So yeah, no problem whatsoever. Next question: is breakfast included? So obviously this is if there's a hotel involved. So typically a weekend trip, Saturday, Sunday with a hotel overnight. So the answer is no. i.e. food and drink isn't included, but generally speaking, I'll organise an evening meal on the Saturday night, and then in terms of breakfast, we stay generally at Premier Inns, so there is breakfast available, but you have to pay for it yourself, and you can just book it at the hotel and have as much as you want, as long as you're ready to go on the hike. Then yeah, so breakfast is not included, but it is always available, and there's always supermarkets or shops or service stations close to the hotel, so you can buy some extra food and drink if you need to. Next question: are dogs allowed? Tricky one. This generally don't sort of promote it being for dogs allowed, but if people ask, then generally I'll say yes, as long as they're well-behaved dogs, they're on a lead, they're used to the terrain, the environment, they're able to do it basically, and they're good with groups of people. If it's a weekend trip, then the Premier Inns we use won't allow dogs, but sometimes people sort their own accommodation out and pay for like a hikes only option. So, so the answer is yes, dogs are allowed as long as they are well behaved, on a lead. The owner is confident that they're able to do the the hike or whatever it is. So that's that one with dogs. And another question I get asked all the time beforehand, and actually on the trips itself, are there toilets? So the answer to that is it depends. Sometimes you get lucky and there's toilets at the start and finish, because most of the hikes are start and finish at the same place. Sometimes there's even toilets along the route. Other times there aren't any toilets anywhere, and it's just a case of finding somewhere out in nature, whether that's behind a tree, behind a wall, wherever it might be. And it's not as bad as you might think, and obviously it's probably easier for men to go. But anyway, don't let that put you off. Often there are toilets, and if there aren't, then there's always places you can go if necessary. So that's for the most commonly common asked questions I get. Hope that helps. And there's lots of other questions. I'll probably mention some of those at some point. And on the hikes and trips themselves, I get asked quite a lot of stuff. But for now, there you go, 4 of the most commonly asked questions. Hope you find that helpful and look forward to seeing you on a hike or trip soon. Thank you.